everybody. So I wanted to come on here really quick. I know I'm like not even gonna like care about the quality of this or whatever, because when I care about the quality, I film it and I never edit it, and then it never makes it here. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about some breastfeeding myths and misconceptions and whatever you want to call them, because there's so many and I keep seeing them in my mom groups on Facebook, and it makes me so super sad, because breastfeeding is actually less complicated than I think we make it. And I was worried too when I first started. I'm like, how do you know she's getting enough? I don't understand. Like, how do I know how much she gets? How much should she be getting? That's a whole thing. So I worked with a lactation consultant. I continue to work with a lactation consultant when I need it, and she's awesome. So I will put her link in the description to her Instagram page, because it is excellent. And I'm so sorry if this little nugget keeps interrupting. So let's start. Okay, so myth number 1 is that you need to give formula until your milk comes in. That is not true for most people. Actually, a lot of these things are not true for every single person. They're not true in every situation. There are unique situations. For most people, you do not need to give formula before your milk comes in. Colostrum is what you'll start with when baby is born, and that is plenty for them. Their stomachs are so tiny, and if you're like, oh my gosh, they're eating all the time. Yeah, they do. They do eat all the time. But that colostrum is liquid gold. It is full of tons of stuff that's so good for them. And giving formula is just not necessary. Actually, the more they nurse in the beginning, the better your supply will be when the mature milk comes in. So my mature milk came in. She was born on a Monday? I think a Monday. And then my mature milk came in at 5 days postpartum. So like Friday, and she survived on colostrum the whole time. She did drop some weight, but she gained it right back when the mature milk came in, and she's a chunky gal now. She's in like 70th percentile for weight still to this day. So do not worry about it. Myth number 2 is that you have to have a pump. You don't have to have a pump. Having one can be handy. If you are planning on working, of course, you probably do need a pump. But if you're gonna be with baby, you don't have to have a pump. It's a great tool to have, but it's not 100% necessary. So you can hand express. It can be tiring to do it, but you can totally get away with not having one. I know that not every country has insurance that provides a free pump to moms. In the US, if you have insurance, you probably have a free pump through them. You just have to call them and talk to them about how to get it. And there's a lot of websites and resources that'll actually do all of the work for you. You just like submit a form and they're like, here you go, pick one, and then it shows up at your house. It's kind of great. But anyway, no, you do not have to have one. I suggest having one on hand because I totally have used it and use it fairly frequently now that I'm back to work more. You dropped your turtle. But it's not 100% necessary. So you can hand express. Speaking of hand expression, a Haka is an amazing tool. It's a silicone pump. You can also get a knockoff Haka. They're all the same, really, in the end. A Haka is a silicone pump. It suctions on to the opposite side of whatever side you're nursing on. And it's really helpful, especially in the beginning, when your milk is not regulated yet and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so full, it hurts. You can pop it on the other side while baby's nursing on the one side, and it will help relieve that engorgement. It can cause an oversupply if you're not careful, so just be aware of that and be careful how you use it, you know. I also really like having it if I do hand express. It's like the perfect shape because it like catches things in like this cone shape thing. So awesome to have on hand as well. But in terms of pumps, I actually like my manual pump better than my electric one. So a manual pump, I think mine was like $30. It's the Lanzano one at Target. and I just got a different flange for it because the ones that came with it were not my size. And it's been awesome. I like it better. It's easier for me to travel with, and you don't have to have electricity or batteries or any of it, and it does a great job. So I like the manual pump better. I actually get more out of it, I feel like, because there's like less of a mental, like, I feel like a dairy farm cow. But that's me. I'm not saying that if you use an electric pump you are. That's just something that I can't get past for whatever reason. It's like a mental thing for me. So there is that. Myth number 3 is that, oh my gosh, your nail, child. Baby nails are crazy. Myth number 3 is that you have a low supply if your baby is nursing a lot. You probably don't. And the reason being is your supply regulates to what your baby needs. It is all based on demand. If your baby is nursing constantly, it might be cluster feeding. It might be that they're going through a growth spurt. It might be that they're comfort nursing. It might be so many things. And there are so many products on the market that take advantage of moms who are thinking, oh my gosh, my supply is low. I need to eat these special cookies that are like $5 a package. You don't. You probably don't. There are cases that you do. There are cases where you eat them and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's so much better. If you like them and you need them, do it. Do whatever works for you. But if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't afford these, I need them, you probably don't. There are other options. Staying hydrated is great. Oatmeal is great. There's so many little things you can do, but honestly, you don't have to change your entire diet to breastfeed. It's not necessary. You don't have to eat special things. You don't have to take special pills. You don't have to do any of that. For most people, again, for the typical breastfeeding situation. So if you think about it, like my lactation consultant has posted about it and talked about it. Moms in third world countries are breastfeeding successfully in places where they struggle to have clean water and tons of food. They're doing great. Their babies are healthy and fine. If you think about it that way, because you had McDonald's today, you don't have to pump and dump, okay? Because you didn't drink a whole gallon of water today, you don't have to pump and dump. Your baby will be okay. You will be okay. You might get a little bit of a headache because of the lack of water, but you'll be okay. So there is that. All right. Myth number 4 is that your pump is going to come with the correct flange size. No, it probably won't. It's so sad. I don't know why they come with those sizes. I had to buy the smallest size available on, I have a Lactec flange. I really like it. There's other sizes out there, and different companies and whatever. I highly recommend that you look around and that you measure correctly. There's tons of guides and stuff online of how to measure for a flange, or you can ask your lactation consultant if you work with one. The one that comes with your pump probably isn't the right size. So check out other sizing. Let's see, Ruth. What else are we here to talk about, huh? All right. That is it. Most things can be fixed with positioning and working with a lactation consultant. Oh, the other thing is that a lactation consultant is expensive. That's the last one I wanted to talk about. I'm not a lactation consultant. I don't know why. I just feel like this is an ad for please talk to a lactation consultant. But an IBCLC, that's an international board certified lactation consultant, literally changed the game for me. She continues to change the game for me because I can text her with my questions, and it's awesome because breastfeeding is constantly changing. Hi, honey. But working with one has been amazing. She's full of information. She's helped me through positioning issues, through, oh my gosh, I feel like she's not getting enough, but we did a weigh-in and my baby just eats really fast. I don't know. You know, the internet was like, your baby's probably not eating a full meal in 5 minutes. But she did, and the lactation consultant talked to me about how and why that was happening. She's helped me through biting. She's helped me through some pain. It's okay. Yeah. And I just highly recommend that you have one that you can call and talk to and who has great resources for you. So checking out an IBCLC in your area or even virtually is an amazing thing. Instead of doing everything by hearsay and old wives' tales and whatever. Like, my baby has teeth and now I have to wean. You do not have to wean because your baby got their first tooth. You don't have to wean because you're tired. You don't, do whatever you need to do as a mom and what's best for your baby and for your relationship with your baby. And that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little Mythbusters video about breastfeeding. And I hope that you had some questions answered and that you don't believe all the things that the internet is telling you, and that you are encouraged to keep going on your journey if you want to embark on that journey. And if you don't want to embark on that journey, give some formula. It's okay. Do whatever you need to do, mama, because being a mama is very hard. And I just wish you all the best. Right, Ruth? Right. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. She doesn't want to wave right now. Bye.